Will now be recorded.
With a new topic, that is Google Ads based on the display advertising. Okay, so if I talk about previous section, we had worked on the campaign relevant to the search ad. So today we are going to use the Google display ad, which are visual ads, like for example images, the banners, animated ads with the responsive ads which will appear on website, mobile apps. Suppose if I say I'm using any advertising apps like Zepto, whatever it is, some ads will be running by this product, all those things will be there. Plus even will be using on YouTube channel as well as with Gmail account also where we'll be getting an ad. So what we call it as the GDN, it's a Google Display Network. So these are the websites where we will be working on the Google display advertising. So let's say that if I go to any particular websites, or it might be some relevant ads will be given. For example, if I say car sale, so now here you can see we are getting an option called as a sponsored results. So this is a paid version. So as I told, where they'll be displaying as the advertising on the website. For that purpose and all, we'll be using this particular option. So again, if I come down where you can see list of the ads which has been specified. So once if I click on that, it redirects to that particular website. Once we click on this, where it is going to that particular website page. So how to run this, how to use it in the Google Ads, those things we'll be discussing today's class. So Google display ads are visual. So what we talk about, like for example, images, like banners, animated ads, or I have responsive ads, so that appear on, for example, websites. Plus it will show through the mobile apps also, plus YouTube channel. And then it shows you in the Gmail. So this websites and apps are part of the GDN. So GDN stands for Google Display Network. Okay, so let's say that example. So you need to read a newspaper or article, and you see an ad on the saying there is a flat 50% off on shoes. Shop now. So that's a display ad where it comes on the particular pages. So once we read a news article and where we see an ad on the side saying that where it is indicating there is option called as flat 50% off on, for example, shoes. So where we have an option called as shop now. So that's the display ad. So I hope you understood. Okay, so why do business use display ads? Any idea? Anyone can unmute and you can tell me why do businesses uses display ads?
Because it's more attractive to use.
Yeah.
It gets the attention of whether, regardless of whether or not they are a customer or not, it grabs their attention because of the visuals.
Yeah. So mainly display ads are used for brand awareness where they reach on a large audience, and then they do with the remarketing and visual attractions will be given. Okay. So first thing is we have a brand awareness. So what is brand awareness? So make people to recognize. So for that purpose, we'll be using our a brand. Okay, so next one is the reach large audience. Okay, so reach audience is nothing but where we have millions of websites. So millions of websites already visited. So for that purpose, we'll be using this particular visited the websites. So next one is remarketing. So remarketing means which shows you the ads to the people who are already visited the website. So show ads to people who already visited. Okay, visited the websites. So next one is the visual. So visual attraction is important. So what is visual attraction? It's all about the creativity of images where it will attract attention faster than the text. So this is very important in the business display ads. So first one is the brand awareness we are giving, plus we are reaching on the large audience. A remarketing will be done, and then finally it comes to the visual attraction. So suppose if I say house for sale. So house for sale, if I click, where you can see it is giving me a suggestions like Bangalore, Whitefield, advertisement, images, near me, Mysore, all those. So once if I enter randomly, where you can see Godrej property, they have giving a sponsored. So in the right hand side where you can see results about. So once we scroll it down, where we have a relevant to the other websites. So for example, if I click on the sponsored, as I discussed in the previous section, once the person visits the website, as per that amount will be deducted. Okay. So once if I click on this, where you can see I'm visiting to that website. So this is our landing page. So you can see there is one more dialog box it is appearing, so that I have to give the information to visit that particular website. So the person will be getting information from the customer, like name is mandatory, email ID is mandatory, phone number is mandatory. So now email ID I can send them the offer saying that there is a flat 50%. Plus here you can see there is a option called as a phone. If I just click on that, it is relevant to the other countries also. So once if I submit it, if I give submit, they'll start giving a call regarding to the promotion. Plus I'll be receiving a mail also from them. Okay. Is that clear with why do business use display ads?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we need to know about the difference between the search ad and display ad. So we have a different variation. So can anyone tell me what is the difference between search ad and display ad? Last class we have discussed with the search ad.
Search ads are usually when we search for particular keywords, and because of those keywords, those ads appear.
Okay. So now we are going to see the difference between search ads and display ad. Okay, so first one, search ad. Next here we have display ad. So search ad will be based on text. Okay, so display, if I talk about what I've explained you now, it will be images, a banner, or it might be a video ads. So under the search ad which shown on Google search. So under the Google search we'll get the results. So once we talk about the display ad which will be shown on websites or apps, and which will be in YouTube also. Okay, so here user is actively searching, and here user is just browsing, just browsing. So let's say that if I'm watching any news channel, so if I say NDTV, once if I click on it, randomly I'm just visiting this particular news channel. So once if I scroll it down, where you can see in the right hand side, there is an advertisement. So it is attracting by giving a colorful background plus the images plus the information. So once if I scroll it down, where you can see, again there is a running on the different visuals of the a product. So again if I come down, here you can see news in motion. So they are playing with the videos. So as we know that display ads which will attract through the images, if I'm visiting any particular news channel, not only in the news channel, it can be any particular relevant websites, so that you will be getting the ad through this different browsing. So that is a difference where you need to understand. So next one is under the search ad, it's a high buying intent. Okay, so here mainly we focus on the a brand. So mainly for brand awareness. So next one is which appears when a keyboard is typed. So next one which appears while reading or watching. So that is the difference where you need to understand. So next one, example I can give you. For example, if I say if you want to buy a shoe, that is through the online. So this is how I'm going to search. But example of this, if I just see the shoe ad on a news website. Okay, so in a simple way, where I can say in a search ad when people look for something, in display ad when people see ad while browsing. Okay, so once we talk about the search ad, which will be equal when people look for. So people is looking for something. So in the display ads, when people see ads while browsing. So that is the simple word where you will understand while using under the two different campaign what you will be running on. So this is on C. Is that understood, guys? Say yes if it is understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can just make a note on this notes which I made a note.
This conference will now be recorded.
So ads can be targeted by age. Then it can be used by gender, interest, and location. Okay. So next, where we can arrange ads can be shown to people who visited your website before. So as I have given you the example, again if I come down, if I just come back over here, so here you can see one more two ads are there. You can see there is a sponsored Google Notebook and where we have a simple learn. So once if I click on it, it is going to the sponsor page. So again, if I click on this, where you are getting the options like this, plus where if I move my cursor in the left hand side, it is mouse pointing. If I just move my cursor, this is the clickable ads. So again, if I click on this, where you can see it is going to their website. So like this where we can run our display ads through the Google. Okay, so now next it supports text format also, plus it supports with image and video formats. Okay, so works which works on CPC. So CPC full form. So what is CPC? So CPC stands for cost per click. Or we have one more option that is called as the CPM. CPM. So CPM stands for the cost per thousand impressions. Okay, so which will helps in increasing the brand visibility. Okay, so ads can be shown in Gmail promotion. Ads can be shown in Gmail promotions as I showed you now. Okay, so you can choose any specific website to show your ads. So as I told you, one I have selected the news channel, and one more I can select as the Bangalore Mirror, that is also a news channel. So again, if I go to that particular website, so once we scroll it down, now where you can see at the top itself, they have given flats in Marathali. So through the newspaper on websites where I can run. So in the left hand side where you can see between the green Bengaluru, Vartur gated villas for NR. So I can even click on this. Again, if I scroll it down, here you can see there is an ad for the Amazon. So this is also it's a clickable. So again, if you scroll it down, see here also I'm getting it's for Amazon for the mobile. So once if I click on this, where it is looking for the Amazon home page, so directly it is redirecting to their home page. what I'm looking for. For example, I'm looking for the a board with starting with 249. So this is how they'll be creating the landing page while giving on the display ads. Okay, so ads can be shown in the Gmail promotions, and you can choose specific websites or to show your ads. So this helps in reaching new customers. Okay, so good for product launch. If I'm going to launch for the first time, and I'm going to keep my brand name, and then I'm going to launch my product. So visual ads are more attractive. That is very important, as I told you, where you have to create an attractive visual ads, which are more attractive. Okay, so suitable for all types of business, which works for the long term marketing. So which is suitable for all types of business. Okay, so which works well for long term. So long term marketing. Okay, so this and all, it is the important once if I'm running on my display ads. Is that clear? Say yes if it is clear. All
This
understood. So
conference will
next we are
now
going
be
to see
recorded.
the procedure, how to use the display ads. In the last class, I have given you the explanation how to use the search ad. With the same campaign, will be running on this for the display ads. So first procedure is where you will go to the adsgoogle.com. From there, you're going to use it, the display ads, new websites, all those options we are going to use it. So once we come back over here, I'll just close all the screens. So now we are going to start with Google Ads. So as I told you, you should be having your Gmail account, and then you can access on this. Last class what we have run on the campaign, it was based on the search. Now we are going to use it on the display ads. So once we click on this, now as we know that we are going to click on the start. For the first time means we are going to use it as a sign in. So I'm going to click on the start now. So now here you can see we have got our dashboard here. So in the left hand side where you can see there is option called as a campaigns. So once if I click on this dashboard, where I'll be getting the option called as plus symbol, where we have a new campaign option. I have to click on this new. So once we click on that particular dialog box will appear. So we have a two types over here, new or resume the campaign. Already you have done all the information, then you can resume it. For the first time we are going to do it, I'm just going to click on the new campaign. Okay, so once we click on the new campaign, where we can see there is a campaign objective. In the last class we have selected on the create a campaign without the guidance, so you have to use the campaign for the next. So sales, which will indicate to online app by phone or a store, So leads conversion. So this is up to the experience or a goal what you're going to set for your campaign. We have to use it. So now we are going to select this, create a campaign without the guidance. If I click on this, where you can see last class we have discussed about the search. So drive action on the Google search. We have given all the information, like for example, the title, description, headline, everything has been given. So today's class, what we are going to discuss, that is based on the display ads. So I have to select on the display ads for the customer to reach millions of sites or a app with the creativity. So once we click on this, where you can see, as soon as I click on that option where it shows you the conversion goals or campaign. So now we have to click on the either on engagements or YouTube. So again, if I click on the next option, now it is asking for the web page people will go to after clicking the ad. So as we discussed now, for example, now Godrej. So people wanted to go to that particular link or a website, you have to specify. So for the time being, it's HTTPS. I'm just giving some default or any example of things. So I'll just copy this. So now here you can see it is showing as the http www.godrejproperties.com. Just click on the continue. So next it is asking for the campaign name to display. You can give any name whatever it is required. For example, I can give digital marketing or any courses, online shopping. After that we have to click on the next, that is continue. So once we click on that, so now you can see there is an option called as a campaign settings. So campaign settings, which is allocating you to specify the locations. Like for example, it's all over the country or there is a specific where you're running your business within India, then you have to select this option. So once if I say as India, that particular option will be selected over here, or if not so, enter another location. We have to include what all the locations should be added over here. So for example, so here you can see Bengaluru, Karnataka, India. So now I can say I want to include this. So again, I want to include with Delhi. So Delhi, India, United Territory, or it is a city, what you want to include. So one more option where you can see next to that, there is a advanced search. So once if I click on the advanced search, we have a two options over here, location and radius. So now I can just click on the location. So location, if I say, if it is Bangalore, so I can say, see, Domlur, it is showing me the pin codes. Suppose if I say a Jayanagar, so it is giving a Jayanagar, Karnataka, India. So you can see all those options which is available over here. Plus there is a pin code. So I can just click on that option, which will be included over here. So previously we added Bengaluru and Delhi. Plus it has been added with the Jayanagar also. So now there is one more option called as a radius. So radius is what? If I say Jayanagar, within how many kilometers we can cover that particular area. So it will define within the kilometers where you can give it. So suppose if I say JP Nagar. So JP Nagar, so where it can see the radius. So now if I give it as a kilometer, so I'll give between 10 kilometers. So now you can see there is option called as a save, and where you can see even JP Nagar has been added. So once we click on the save, this all this location has been added over here. Okay, so again if I scroll it down, now there is one more option called as the languages. Only the language it is indicating English, but I want to run my ad on all the languages so that I can reach more customers to come in. So rather than giving only English, where you can select your all the languages whoever comes and see it. So I will, all language should be visible. Okay. So again, if I scroll it down, more settings, we have to click on this. Okay, once if I click on the more settings, where you can observe there is an option called as schedule, devices, campaign URL, dynamic ads. All those options we have to enable over here. So now for example, if I click on the schedule, so now you can see there is a schedule all day. So I can even schedule for all the days. So again, if I click on the more, now you can see there is option called as the devices. So once if I click on the devices, show on all devices, or we are targeting on the specific. So usually what happens, let's say that we are watching on, maybe on the mobile devices, or it might be in the computers. So now we can see there are three different variations. Operating system, which is nothing but the PC what we are using, or a laptop. Device model is nothing but from the mobile, and network based also will be available. Okay. So once if I click on the, if I disable this option, so either any one you can select. This is clickable. So simultaneously I can click on all the options. Suppose if I say I'm going to use it for devices. If I click on the devices, where you can see it is showing as a different modules. Like for example, Android, iOS. So if I click on Android itself, it is giving me the more Android mobile options. So this is called as a select option. Multiple options can be selected together. So it's up to you what you want to select it, or there is any specification for iOS people. Again, if I click on this Apple, now where you can see we have a list of the options. Like for example, iPhone. So once if I click on the iPhone, that option will be available. Now again, if I scroll it down, you can see all the options it is showing. 11, 11 Pro Max, 12 Mini. So all these options are available. So once if I say 15 Pro Max, so I have to select that option. In the right hand side, you can see it has been added over here. Or if I want my ad to run on all the devices, then you can skip this option. Okay. So next one, here you can see there is one more option called as the operating system. Once if I click on it, so it says that Android, BlackBerry, Linux, Mac, Windows, everything it is showing. So once if I click on only on Android or only on Windows phone, these options will be added over here. So Android and Windows phone is nothing but it shows you in the all the versions also. If I doesn't want it, I can say clear all. I can skip this. Now, next one you can see there is option called as all networks. So through the Wi-Fi or the connections, whatever we have a different brands of network. Like for example, Reliance, Tata, Vodafone, Airtel. So like this you can specify. If it is to the Wi-Fi, the person who is connected from the office, home Wi-Fi, so those people only can see. So here there is no any restrictions. Any person can see this option. So is that clear till here? Okay. So next, if I click on the more settings, so next here you can see where we have an option called as URL option, campaign on the URL, a dynamic ads, start and end date also you can fix it. So once if I click on the URL, so now it is asking with the tracking template. That is nothing but the website link what we are going to give it. So once we copy this, if I paste it, and now we have a final URL. So where a final URL is nothing but a home page will be there, the content page will be there. For that purpose, you're going to set your parameters. Okay. So again, if I click on the more settings where we have start date, end date. So if I doesn't want, I can skip this. So next, one more important thing is where we are going to budget. So budget can be 500 or 1000 rupees where you're going to bid. So let's say that I'm going to start for 500 rupees. So once if I say 500, in the left right hand side where you can see, based on your target setting, display budget 500 rupees, clicks 1000 to 5000 views. That means number of clicks where you'll be getting. So according to that, it shows you the report over here. Now again, if I come down where you can see, what do you want to focus on? So conversions or conversion values, viewable impression. So you can select this option. So viewable impression, as per 50% of your ad will be given within a seconds. So now if I say uh, NDTV news, if I click, now there is a top ad, bottom ad, in the sense that the range will appear. So as soon as I open my particular news channel, my ad should be on the top. So now where you can see, earn stable income from Indian. So this is one ad. Again, if I come down in the right hand side where you can see, there is a advertisement. So again, if I click on this, it is going to the official website of state portal. So it is showing all the informations on that. So again, if I come back, if I refresh this, see, automatically I got my different ad here. So it is for the Leela, that is for the festival gateway. So once if I click on it, where you can see, it is going to that particular website. Okay. So like this, you can use it your budgets. And now here you can see conversion. So manual, automatically you can use it. So once if I click on the next here we have a target. So target, here we are going to use our demographics where we are going to suggest. So as I told you, the main thing where we are going to suggest by age. Why we are suggesting by age means, let's say that people are looking for that specific code, particular products. So if I say, if I click on this, there is editable. Now here you can see gender, age, and where we have a status of parent. Like if the person is looking for any pampers or something, I can set the age between the person who has to reach the particular page, and all. So household income, so all those things we can take a survey, and then we can use this option. So this and all is clickable. Simultaneously you can use these options. So again, if I scroll it down, if I say as a next, so now here you can see in progress, display ad. So now I have given my information. So this is how your ad looks. Your URL, business name. So business name I can say Sindhu Creations. So now here you can see preview, share, and preview your ads. So this is how your ad will look. That's how they are showing you the image. See, so select whatever the images you want to add. So you can use your browse. So now in the display, this is how it looks in your mobile phone. Again, if I click on the Gmail, where you can see, it looks like this once we there send the mails. In the YouTube channel, it will come in the top. Now image I can select from my folder. So now we can add our logos. So already it is there in the drive. So I'm just adding that. So videos, real estate, because we have given that particular website. That's the reason it is taking that. So I can say Godrej. See, as soon as I search, it is giving us suggestions over here. Headlines, description. Now here you can see real estate developer. So this is how the ad comes once if you're going to view in your mobile or in any particular ads. So this is your preview ad. So this is for the mobile. So once if I scroll it down, you can see the company name followed by the company logo. So if they click, so once this is clickable option, once they click, it will redirect to that option. Now again on the mobile, close learn more. If I wanted to see in my desktop, so if I click on the desktop, see in the right hand side it is showing my ad over here. So now if I click on the display in the Gmail, see in the Gmail where you can see we are getting an option called as Sindhu Creation Sponsored Godrej. So it is clickable. Once the person clicks, these options will appear. Okay, so same way I can see it in my mobile preview. So once if I zoom in, so now where you can see sponsored Sindhu Creations, Godrej Properties. So again, if I scroll it down, that information, that's how it will display in your mobile. Okay, in our mobile, if you're going to see as a YouTube channel, so in the YouTube channel, it comes on the top. So same thing, if I'm going to view in desktop or it might be a laptop also. Is that understood, guys? Say yes if it is understood. I'll be giving you the procedure also. Okay, so I'll be giving you the procedure where you can make a note on it. Okay, so you'll be log on to at google.com. So from there, you'll be using your Gmail account. Okay, so next will be click on the, so you'll be having a plus symbol, you have to click on that. There we have an option called as a new campaign. Okay, so once the new campaign has been selected, so next you have to use the display campaign. Okay, so display campaign, after that you have to select the campaign type. So campaign type already have specified you, so this will be selected. And so after that location targeting will be there. Location target, so location target is nothing but, as I told you, it can be India or specific city also, you can select it. So next we are going to select with our language. So language selection should be there. Next you're going to set your budget and rating. So next you have to select the target audience. So target audience is very important. Okay, so target auditing is like, for example, it can be on the demographics where the age, gender, income. So what is the status of it? We have to be knowing. Demographic. Okay, so that should be age, gender, then income, parental status. Okay, so next is interest. So interest, like for example, if I say sports lovers or shopping lovers, or it can be a travel lovers. So those things we can select on the interest. Next one is where we say as a in market audience. Like for example, people ready to buy. So for example, I can say one more example, education courses. Okay, so then real estate, then we are going to use it as the remarketing. So remarketing is nothing but which shows ads to people who visited your website. Okay, so then it comes to the other option called as the ad creation. So ad creation is nothing but we call it as the display ad. So next one will be where we are going to review and publish. Okay, you can just make a note on this.